coach, and I'm back, man. It's a new year, it's a new era, it's a new time. And I'm going to just say to each and everybody out there, man, I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with us, man. But this journey's not over. It's just the beginning, man. I'm sitting here amongst some OGs, some greats, some GOATs, you know what I'm saying, some legends in their own time. And I brought them to the table with me to sit down and chop it up and for me to soak up some game. So without further ado, man, just everybody give a round of applause for my man Dre, the Don. Peace, King.
Appreciate you.
Peace, and blessings to you and the team that's in the building. Shout out to the team. First and foremost, before we start, I want the unit to represent and tell who they are as well, man.
I'm gonna start off. I'm Don Dre, the boss. I'm from Mount Vernon, USA, and I'm here representing from a prison cell, living well. That's my brand, and these are my comrades right here.
Big Doug, Mount Vernon, OG, Rough Rider Records, you know, Universal, and just my day one from my block, you know, that we set it off back in the 80s, getting money, hustling. I'm just here to support him, man, his brand from prison cell, living well. You know, we here at the round table.
Appreciate you, King.
AJ Bronson, born and raised from Harlem. Here to support my man Dre. Prison cell and living well because we was really in prison together. Shout out to the round table because if it wasn't for you, Dre wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be talking to y'all.
Appreciate you.
I'm just here to support my comrade, man. I got some good stories to talk about. We're going to get some good laughs. We're going to tell some of these stories that we experienced in our adolescent days.
So yo, without further ado, man, fellas, let's go, man. What's poppin'? Happy New Year, blessings. Everybody's looking good. We doing a documentary too in the back, so don't get caught off. We got another thing going on. My man got his documentary as I posted up on the on my page. So don't get distracted with all the lights and the cameras. We just doing what we do here, man. But yo, the boss. Let's talk about it, King.
All right. First and foremost, I want to talk about what my brand is about. My brand is about pretty much for brothers to make that transition.
Speak it to the mic a little bit too.
Turn it this way.
Yeah. Just turn it towards you.
Okay.
Right.
Well, my brand is about for the brothers that been in the belly of the beast for a long time, and they have to make that the necessary adjustments to get back into society and doing the right thing. You know what I mean? So that's what Prison Cell Living Well is about. When I was inside of prison, I used to teach a class called Transitional Service, where we help the brothers get their vital documents, we help them find housing, we help them reunite with families, and we give out certain scenarios so they don't come back. For example, like, you know, if you know a female hasn't been writing you and she fell off and she ain't been doing the right thing by you, whatever have you, yo, it's evident she's not your woman no more. So you can't go back there and get into a domestic dispute and come right back to prison,
Right.
because then you're gonna be looking like a fool.
Right.
So pretty much, you know, I started that, and you know, I'm just advocate for the brothers that's coming home, doing the right thing, getting their mind together, and getting reunited with their family, and teaching youth as well.
Right, that's what it do, man. And we appreciate that. A lot of brothers don't understand. I mean, I did a little time myself, but you know, I was blessed and fortunate to not able to go back, because the little time I did do it taught me a lesson. You know what I mean? It took me away from my firstborn, my family. But you know, people don't really understand the importance of having great people around them once they come home, or even getting educated while they're in the box.
Right.
Because a lot of us sit there and we plot the next move. Yo, how many bricks we can get? Oh, you got the out of town plug, we're gonna do that. So it's like, yo, to have brothers that's in there saying, yo, we not taking that route, we going another route, is a blessing, man. But this show ain't about me, man. It's about y'all, man. It's about the OGs, man. And I appreciate y'all even coming down and kicking it with me, truthfully, because it's an honor and a blessing to have great people around you, man. You know what I'm saying? I met you through my man, and I met in a whole another side of the globe in Dubai. So your story is actually all, yo, it is what it is. We living well. You in Dubai with my right hand man.
Yeah,
Come on,
right,
blessings, man.
Right,
I mean, everybody can't say that, man.
Right, and pretty much, man, he was like one of the greatest brother on the trip. Like, he was the life of the party. Like, I look down off my balcony and all I hear is vroom, vroom, vroom. And I look over, he in the Ferrari and his man is in the Lamborghini. They like, yo, come down, man, let's burn up the highway together. Like, come on, let's do 100 on the highway. I I said, oh, okay. I came down, man. We tore the city up, man. He showed me such a good time, man. Rudy, shout out to Rudy. Shout out to We Out Travel Group. Shout out to Rudy, man. He's a great brother. And yo, he definitely showed me a good time out there in Dubai. And he introduced me to a good brother, Shop.
You know what I'm saying? And that just show you how the world is so small. You know what I'm saying? Because he hit me like, yo, we got to tap in with him. And we tapped in, and here we are, man. You know what I'm saying? The rest is going to be just history, man. But let's take it back to the essence, the beginning, man.
Right.
Late 80s, man.
Yeah,
let's talk about it.
Let's go back to the genesis. The
money
beginning.
making.
Let's go back to the genesis and the beginning. And I was talking to the my OG right here, and I was letting them know that we're gonna take you on a journey. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you ever saw like Deion Sanders and them speaking all of that and stuff like that. So I like the way they articulate themselves when they be talking and all of that. But I'm gonna start I'm gonna say 89, right? 89. I was outside with a New York Giants starter coat on, and it was a blizzard.
How old are you, King?
At that time, I think I probably was like 16. Matter of fact, yeah, I had just turned 16.
Okay.
So I just turned 16, and I'm outside. I'm in front of Big Lou's. Everybody know Big Lou's is a major store out there in Mount Vernon. So I'm in front of Big Lou's, and
I'm talking about the Big Lou's that CL Smooth said in the song.
Yes.
Big Lou.
That's right.
I'm just.
Rest in peace, Big Lou.
Rest in peace, Big Lou. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm the only one out there hustling in the blizzard. You know, the D's kept going back and forth. They was giving me a shot to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? They was like, what is he, stupid? He's the only one out there in the blizzard. Like, get out of here, dummy. Like, but when you're young, you do stupid stuff. But I was out there, and, I got arrested. And when I got arrested, it was somebody else's shit. It wasn't even my shit. It was somebody else's stash. But that was my first time going to jail. You know what I'm saying? That was my first time going to jail, and I was in civil cells with shout out to Ralph Field, me and him civil cells. And I was real little. I was a shorty, real short, and I come through there, and he gonna ask me, yo, what you doing in here? What you doing in here? We locked up, committing crimes, like,
right.
You know what I mean? But we go back to the genesis, like. We come from 2nd Avenue, me and the OG right here.
Okay.
So we come from 2nd Avenue, and we had a nice system, a nice operation, and I was like the shortest. Well, I am the shortest one out the group. You know what I mean? And he believed in me, really believed in me, because he used to go off sometime and be gone, and I'll be out there hustling. But what we used to have rum base.
Okay.
We used to have rum base. That's different from crack.
Okay.
We used to sell rum base. And that used to have the fiends going crazy. So we was making so much money off this rum base where we hustle at, we cutting the dude's throat up the block.
Yeah, we had a very elaborate operation as kids, well thought out, well planned out, and that's not a normal feature for a young kid, 12, 13, 14 years old. Right. So at that time, it was more of an older teenager, young adult game back in the early 84, 85.
Right.
But we was kids. I was about 14, he was about 11 or 12.
This is in 85.
Yeah, this is 85. We embarked on a new era of drug, which was crack cocaine.
Right.
So we discovered that our block had a few people walking through there that was looking for the stuff because it just hit. Some of our peers was crunching that shit up, putting it in Woolers, Philly blunts at that time. We was watching them smoke it. We never embarked on none of that stuff though. What our main focus was how we could devise a system and a way to make money without ever getting caught. And it lasted a long time until he left our block. As he was telling you, he went in front of Big Lou's and started hustling and doing his thing. That was kind of like the time when he got a little older and he wanted to do, fly out on his own. But before that, he was with us. He was a part of our family, a part of our regime, and we was getting real money. We had prostitutes out there on the corner, about 6 prostitutes at that time. We kids, we 15 years old, but we kingpins. So, we would re-up every week, get a bunch of work, and we had most of our peers from our blocks and other blocks preferably working for me and this other little dude, which was my partner. So it was me, my partner, and this little dude was our junior partner. He never really was working for us, but he was down with us.
Right.
So, He was jeweled up. He had everything we had. You know, he was just 12. which
well, a lot of 12-year-old, average 12-year-old kid is on the BMX. Or on the Huffy.
Nah, this wasn't no BMX story. This kid was a criminal from he was about 7, 8 years old.
Right.
But I mean, we groomed him into a decent individual at that time. But as you know, once kids stray away from what they usually know, they could run into some complications along the way. But when he was on our block, cause he's from our block, you know, he was thriving as a person, hustling. You know, it wasn't too many young kids his age doing what we was doing.
Right.
So we took him under the wing. He was actually living with me at one time. You know what I'm saying? My family took him in, and he thrived there too until he could find his way. But up until that point, he was actually, you know, one of the top young dudes in our town as far as getting money. You know, just 12, 13 years old, really making $2,000-$3,000 a day back in '85 and '86 was a decent amount of money.
That's a big deal.
That's a great deal back then. Let's really be clear.
At that time, we didn't know that. You know, we not knowing what the parameters are.
Right.
We kids, so we just doing what we feel is, you know, kids should be doing with the money. Putting it in shoe boxes, buying a bunch of coats, going to Jew Man, Simpson Street, going to Canal Street to get jewelry, just spending the money as fast as we could get it because we didn't have that capacity at that time to put the money up and put it away and save it for a rainy day. So as we was getting the money,
but that's a part of the game, though, don't you think, OG? It takes a time for you to start to learn certain things as you get older and more adapt because it's somewhat the blind leading the blind a little bit.
I mean, we was probably a little bit ahead of our time as far as teenage years.
Yeah,
but we weren't ahead of our time as far as maturity with dealing with finances.
Right.
So we wasn't enlightened about that at 14 or 15 years old. So we had nowhere to put the money.
Right.
So the best option was to just spend it. So that's the
game.
reality of some of these young dudes that never talk about that side of hustling. They really didn't have anywhere to put the money. It was too much money. There was nowhere to put it. You know, I would have several tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars at my mom's house at one time, and if she ever stumbled upon it, it was like she was throwing that shit out in the garbage. So you gotta understand the mentality of the older generation before us. I'm 51 years old.
Okay.
So the generation before us they hated drugs. They hated rap music. They hated anything to do with any type of thing that they feel could tarnish their family legacy or reputation or integrity.
Right.
You see, our family and forefathers was built more of integrity and respect, family values.
Right.
Once it transitioned over up to us, our family values started to diminish a little bit because drugs actually hardened us internally, you know. So after you start selling crack for a little while and beating the life out of crackheads and doing that for fun, it kind of mentally just
takes a toll on you.
Yeah, desensitizes you.
Yeah.
So it turns you into a different person. So that his story is very unique. You know, he went through different stages and eras of, you know, being who he is to what he had to go through and what he had to endure in there and then come out and try to turn it into something positive. That's incredible to me, you know? So I'm here in support of him, man.
And that's why we're here now. You know what I'm saying? It definitely, this what this, you know, platform is about, fellas, to give my brothers their flowers. It's,
right.
You know what I mean? And say, yo, listen, man, I may not know you because everybody don't know. But if you on this platform, I respect you, I admire you, and I want to tell you right now, I salute you for what you did, for what you've done, to where you at right now. Because without no struggle, there's no progress. And Lord, you a king. You know what I'm saying? You made it. You know what I'm saying? And you a story for all the, this era needs these stories. Because we glorify, me growing up, you glorify the hype, but no one tells you the back door that the back door that we went through, the bullshit, like you just said, the lack of an education of finances and funds. No one leading me, just spin. For us, we just wanted to re-up, cop close, party, re-up tomorrow, cop close, re-up tomorrow. It was no one saying, yo, Bill. You know what I'm saying? And to hear y'all say that, y'all older than me, lets me know that, yo, it just keeps going. It just trickles down.
Right.
So now we not, instead of the shit trickling down, let's build, let's uplift. We not doing that no more. Let's educate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then there's another part of it too. There was older dudes that didn't want us to be where we was because there was a lot of that also.
Yeah,
Animosity.
So animosity, jealousy, like AJ said. You know, when you younger than dudes and you out there getting more money than them, it's interesting. The game get crazy. People try to send people after you. You know, gunplay start.
Hold on. One time, he was gone, and I was out there getting it. And you know, we was cutting the money short from up the street. These is older dudes, and up the street, like they be throwing dudes off the roof and all that up there.
Yeah.
It's serious up there. Once you hit 3rd Street, it's serious up there. Back then, dudes was getting killed up there on the regular. So they realized the money was getting short. So they took a march down there, and they was watching me, and they see me, and I'm doing the hand-to-hand combat, and I'm getting it. I'm getting the money. And then one of them was like, yo, shorty, come here for a minute. I was like, what? He was like, yo, you hustling? I was like, yeah, why? He was like, nah, you ain't hustling. I said, yeah, yes the fuck I am. Yeah. I got 2 little brothers. I got 2 little brothers at home I gotta feed. You telling me I ain't hustling? Yeah. Why not? Why ain't I? So they broke out. They laughed at me because they thought that I was joking. They thought it was a joke. And I told him, so he like, yo, where they at? I was like, yo, they came from up the street. The next day they came back again. They was like, yo, before they even got it out their mind, I said, listen, I ain't going nowhere. This is what I'm doing. So we might as well get to whatever we gonna do. Whatever we gonna do, let's just get to it. Right now, because I'm not going nowhere, and this is what we do down here. This part, this is what we do. So if you don't like it, then, you know, we can take it from there. And, yo, they just couldn't believe because I'm like this big, like, I'm this big.
Literally.
Nah, we was. You gotta understand something though. As older dudes, we was ruthless. We was putting these little dudes through it. Right. So we was basically, you know, preparing them for gladiator school. You know, we was putting them through what we was putting them through. But if you went outside the realm of our block, nobody's gonna play with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we was those type of dudes. We going to Brooklyn. We going everywhere. Harlem, everywhere. It's not just our little town. Right. We expanding our shit. It wasn't just some little dudes, you know, chilling where we at because we feel ain't nobody gonna bother us. Nah, I had all my shit on downtown, B. At the Armory, anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You and your square, like quarters, anywhere.
You in the building.
Nah, we had that on as kids.
Right.
Like, you gotta understand, we didn't realize the danger of what we was doing. I remember times being downtown and older niggas that was jeweled the fuck up, that was serious, real stick up niggas that now I recognize. I see them in magazines, fat magazines, and all these different niggas. But I can remember them and seeing them in different places all the time where I frequented, and they used to be laughing, giggling like, yo, these dudes are crazy. They gotta be retarded.
Yeah.
To be having all this shit on out over here and looking back at us like they want to do something. So they used to look at us almost as a novelty, but didn't really know we was loaded up and we was ready to kill some, knock a nigga head off immediately.
Yeah, no matter moment.
We just, it was just that era. You know that era, man. So it's just like when you had that access to that type of money, and you didn't realize that the money, you know, you thinking that shit's gonna last forever. You hear this story over and over again.
And over, right.
So it's like when you make it, like you said, 3,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 a day. Sometimes a good day, 6,000, 7,000. It's like that's per day. That's every day we come outside. That's not like there was no slow days. A slow day we was disappointed was about $1,000. Each of us, not. Right. 1,000 amongst us. He got 900 something. He like, yo, I ain't get shit today. He's showing me it's like a knot, but it's only $900. So he's furious.
Then we gotta go in there, and then they gotta wrestle me because I'm the shortest nigga. So niggas gotta wrestle me and I gotta bite niggas and all that, get these niggas off me.
Yeah, we had to.
That's
He
another
been in
story.
jail his whole fucking life, really. To be honest with you, because we was overgrown back then, and we was terrible, man.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
we was doing everything under the sun too. So, and we deep. It's not like it's just a couple of us. When it's time to assemble, it's like we going out somewhere. We was terrorizing New York, bro. The tunnel everywhere. But
yeah, coming from Mount Vernon. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
it was different eras of it. Like it was the 80s era, which was our era. And then after all the kids from Mount Vernon started smelling themselves in the 90s, they started interacting with Harlem niggas and different niggas from the X and people going to the rink out in New Jersey and, you know, different places and shit. But that was the best era, the 90s, you know?
Definitely was.
Definitely was classic. Nothing can top that ring era. That shit was.
I mean, as far as flossing goes, the 90s, but as far as money goes, the 80s was,
The 80s,
there's
hands
hands down.
down.
When you got a 12-year-old kid making $2,000-$3,000 per day, if you start doing the math, I mean, we're coming out on Sunday too.
Yeah.
There's no days off.
No days off.
Nah, these fiends them niggas is
Sizzling.
yeah. We throwing cups outside with that shit with strings on it, second floor. Like it's no days off.
Yeah.
I'm selling.
Work was official back then.
Yeah, we had rum base.
Yeah, we was putting
they
Jamaican
didn't know
rum.
what the hell
We
that was.
had found out what was going on. We was kids, but I was a very inquisitive dude. I was always trying to be like, you know, a few steps ahead.
Outside the box.
Yeah, you know, now they would call it, yo, he's a mastermind or a criminal, whatever. But at that time, the fear of your fucking moms breaking your ass up would make you devise a plan on not getting caught by the peoples, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So after a while, we built a reputation for not getting caught. It's like them niggas down there them niggas is elusive. Like, you know, it's gonna be tough catching them niggas.
Yeah, the
What made
boys.
y'all put the rum base? Because I never heard.
I got that from my older brother. He was a kingpin. So I used to watch him cook up work before it came out. This was in 84.
Okay.
83. This one, like, you know, these stars at Studio 54 and all these different people was experimenting with it. This was like right before Alpo and them. Like a 12-month, like a year or a year and a half before like everybody had it.
Right.
So I'm seeing this dude put it together. I'm seeing what he's doing, and he's looking at me like, you know what this is? And I'm like, I'm saying yeah, but I don't know what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? But 2 years later, I found out what it was in '85. You know what I'm saying?
And the game changed.
The game changed in '85.
It was still $20 for a glass bottle in '85
but hold on.
for like 6 months.
'85. This is what happened in '85. The Chicago Bears won the Super Bowl in '85, and we got evicted in '85. You know what I'm saying? So that was like pretty much my first hard times.
Right.
Me growing up, and when we got evicted, whatever, his moms got very upset that, you know what I'm saying, because I got two little brothers.
Right.
So his moms was so upset, and my mom's like, yo, why the hell, it's cold. It's like '85 winter time.
Yeah.
It's freezing out.
Shit is brick outside.
And couches and shit is all on the street and all of that or whatever. So she was like, yo, Dre, you staying in the attic, that's your room or whatever have you. And his mom's gave me the attic up there in the room, and that was my room or whatever have you. She really didn't like this nigga like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? She was in love with me, you know what I'm saying? So she made sure I was good and shit, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
His moms is great people, man. You know what I mean? And she did that shit for me, and I really appreciate that shit.
Appreciate you, man.
But that right there, from that moment on, like, you know, that just gave me the more of the aggression, like, yo, I gotta get out here and do it, and I gotta get it.
You gotta remember, he was a kid back then. He was only like 14 years old at that time.
Yeah, he definitely.
Or 13 years
Yeah,
old.
I was 12,
Child.
13.
Really a child, truthfully, my man.
So
it's many kids out there that go through this, right? And the art of decision making is pretty much is valuable to be able to use your mind and use it in the right way, because plenty of times we tend to use our brains to do negative shit. But if we switch the narrative and turn it into do positive shit, you'll get better results as opposed to going inside the prison. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to glorify prison. It's just something that I had to go through. You know what I mean? It's not cool to be in prison. So to the little kids out there that you got proper guidance, and even if you don't got proper guidance, you may need a mentor. You may need somebody to talk to get you on the right track. So surround yourself with good people. Yep. See, when I was coming up, selling drugs and all that, that was the cool shit to do. Nobody enlightened me about, yo, you could go to college and you could branch out and you could network out, and that's how the doctors, the lawyers, and the judges is all friends, because they come from the same college and they share their resources out, and that way they win and the money just circulates. But nobody informed me of higher learning and higher education. I wasn't even thinking about graduating from high school. I wasn't thinking about that. I'm thinking about I got to get this money. That's what I'm thinking about.
Right, school wasn't even a thought.
Yeah, it wasn't even. I was going though. I was going to school, and I was one of the most intelligent kids in the school. Like, you know, I was on the honor roll and all of that without even paying attention. Like, you know, I had a science project. I built the universe. They was like fascinated, like, yo, how'd you do that? Like, you put that. I just said, yo, y'all doing a science project. I'm gonna pick what I'm gonna pick. You know what I'm saying? And I came in there with the whole universe set up. The whole thing was spinning and everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sole control of the universe. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm thinking, like, you know, I'm ahead of everybody there. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I got the supporting cast or whatever. So my mind was just always twirling. I've always been like more advanced than the people that is my age. And once I strayed from the older people that was older than me, and I started fucking with dudes my age, then that's when shit went wrong.
It went left, yeah. That's what I was trying to tell you. Like, when he
that's
came
when
from
shit
our block,
went wrong.
Our block was a family support system. Although we was criminals,
it was a village.
It was a village. We not letting you come over there to violate. We the only ones violating. That's it. You come through our block, you gotta come holler at me, and I'm not playing with you. I don't give a fuck where you come from. That was
this nigga had a glove, like the shit was the sand glove, like it's like sand in the glove, yo. And I be looking at him when he be putting it on. He don't be talking either. When he put it on, I be like, oh, he about to knock this nigga out.
No, we had to get to it with these older dudes. You gotta understand, I was tall for a kid.
You right. Tall now. You right.
Well, I'm a grown man now, but I was this size at 16. Mm-hmm. You know, going to youth detention centers, Spofford, Woodfield, and all these different places. And so I got muscular, and once I came back to that block, it was just like, nah, you're not
doing it.
You not, no older person, nobody's coming through here. I don't give a fuck. Even the older dudes that we grew up with had to respect it, because they was already washed up. Mm-hmm. And I was outside, and I was like, I'm gonna hold this down. We held it down together, me, him, and this other gentleman. And we held it. It was about 4 or 5 of us that was really getting real serious money out there, you know. And I can't forget Fletcher. He was out there with us. He was getting real money. You know, Black was getting money with us, real money. And there was just a lot of other dudes coming to our block getting work from us. You know, at 15 years old, I had niggas working for me already. So I had already, if there was any kind of like correlation between a businessman and the streets, at 15 I was probably, you know, the closest thing to that. The only thing I didn't have was the discipline to put the finances in the right places. Right. And I think 90% of us in New York City at that time was going through the same thing.
There wasn't no banks back in the day. All we had, like you said earlier, was shoeboxes.
Nah, it was banks. But like Dre said,
we didn't have the knowledge to go.
You was from Harlem.
You was taking us to the bank.
You from Harlem. You grew up there. You had the same resentment that we went through with these older niggas. I don't give a fuck. Like, they didn't want to see you win. You was too young, and they didn't get to it at that age. So they damn sure wasn't allowing you any type of grace or wisdom to get to it at your age. So this is what I witnessed him go through, just being a couple years older than him. You know what I'm saying? Watching older dudes like, yo, shorty, what you doing? Laughing and like, yo, this nigga ain't no joke. You keep laughing, he gonna blow your motherfucking head off. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not no like play toy. Like we weren't regular kids. We were special kids, and we knew it in that time. In real time, we knew that. We said we different from these niggas. In the 80s, we knew it already.
Yeah, stood on that.
We did stand on it, and we stood on it. I feel bad some of the times of some of my behavior back then because it was a ruthless type of behavior that now, you know, even with my daughters and stuff, they don't know my past, and they just be walking all over me. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you a sucker. And I'm like, damn, this is payback. This is the time now that, you know, people gonna play you. My son telling me to step outside, all this type of crazy shit. So in life, stuff comes back
full circle.
It comes back full circle.
I always say that.
No matter how much tough, and a lot of these legends that you hear about from Mount Vernon, I used to have them niggas in a headlock, walking up and down the street with them. So you don't know who the real legends are, because legends and real street dudes would never be on no round table talking about they legends or real street dudes. It's only the secondary niggas that used to get the secret bullying and all the other shit. Them is the legends that we know in Harlem, BX, all these different places. And some of them will admit it. Like, somebody turned your ass the fuck up. Somebody put battery up in your back, nigga. Somebody was tearing your ass up coming through that project hallway or playing four corners with your ass in the elevator. Somebody did something to you.
Right.
Nigga.
That's a fact.
And I was that person. So I don't glorify that shit. I keep it a secret. You know? So with him coming out and him not even glorifying it, and he was there as a witness to see all these secondary niggas come outside off the porch or out the back door, wherever they...
Niggas that was looking out the window.
Yeah, looking out the window at the spectacle and shit, the festival that we was keeping up.
Hold up, say it again, the festival.
The festival, and for the record, we was the first niggas with Roman candles shooting at each other. Motherfucker, in the 80s. Let's get that out the way. All that shit y'all see in Chicago now and all 20, 30 fucking years later, we was doing that in the 80s, trying to shoot our eyes out with them fucking Roman candles. So we did everything before everybody. We had everything before everybody. We was cutting up the Fendi fucking bags and putting it on the side of our jeans. We was doing all that shit, all that dap shit. We did everything, man. So
and then they used to be looking at me like, yo, look at this little motherfucker right there. Yo, where you get that from? I was like, yo, leave me alone, man.
We take it far back because in real time, when you laughing at the rap niggas' jewelry that you idolizing, that's when you know it was in real time. We had better jewelry on than the rap niggas that we was watching on Video Music Box or whatever, video or whatever.
Right.
Better jewelry.
I got a question though. I got a question I gotta ask. Y'all never took it out of town? Never took it out of state?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I turned the fuck up in North Carolina, Baltimore, upstate New York. There's several places I went to.
Okay.
I don't want to discuss them all.
Nah, we're not going to discuss it. That's just a question.
You know
what I mean? We don't need to get no details.
Late in the game, my friends and my crew is the Rough Riders, the Nickel Boys. You ever heard of those dudes?
Never heard of Nickel Boys.
You ever heard of the Rough Riders, right? DMX,
D&Y.
the Locks, Jadakiss.
Those is the Nickel Boys. D&Y is the Nickel Boys.
I never knew that. we getting the game right here. I mean, I'm not gonna have to sit here and stunt for the TV.
These dudes is some dudes from the community that came to Mount Vernon and they turned the volume up also. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of special people that come out of that little town. Right. And everybody that was getting a couple dollars in Harlem, they invested into a real estate up in Mount Vernon. Or that was their first New Jersey. It wasn't New Jersey at first. It was Westchester. So when a Harlem nigga like Fast Freddy and all of them type of people, they moved to Mount Vernon. That's where they was living at. Okay?
That was their Bergen County, because you know.
That was their Bergen County.
And I've heard that too from quite a few people.
Nah,
so
that's
I'm
telling you that's what it was.
I used to be in the Galleria. That's not crazy. I was 15, 16.
Yeah, that's White Plains.
That's
Yeah,
White
I was
Plains.
past
yeah, past y'all. So
But,
at the end,
hold on. Let me say well I have the honor of meeting this brother, and this brother right here, we always emphasize when you get out of prison, you don't make the wall higher, you throw the rope over, right? So he came home before me. He had his plan mapped out. He said, "Yo, Dre, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that." And he did exactly what he said he was gonna do. That's why I admire him, because he went home. He said, "Yo, I'm a model." And he went home and he became.
No, we ain't even gonna skip that part.
He
We can't
became-
skip to that part though.
Hold on, I'm
gonna beat me up in the weight shop.
I'm going back. I'm going.
chill, stop.
Yo, we gotta talk about it. Let's hold up.
We're gonna talk about that. We ain't talking about this type of beating up. We talking about beating the body up in the weight shack. But yeah, finish, Dre.
I got him right, like far as working out. You know what I'm saying? That's what he talk about. But he went home and he did exactly what he said he was going to do. And I used to turn on the TV inside the jail, and it's fascinating to see somebody that's your comrade on the fucking TV set with Ashanti.
Yeah.
You like, oh, and everybody like, yo, that's AJ, and he went home and became the model, and that's his name, AJ the Supermodel, and he's been doing it on the right track ever since. He's been a great father to his kids and everything. You know what I mean?
King on that too.
Salute.
Appreciate it.
Great father, man, and he didn't. Some people, they go home, it take them a minute to throw the rope back over. He went home and threw the rope back immediately. Yo, here, scribe me, money, bam, go to commissary, go get you some Tyson chicken.
That's incredible.
You know what I'm saying? And from there, we've been in the loop ever since. And this is a great man. He's a great man, and he's seen me get violent in there, and I'm not glorifying it.
Of course.
But some niggas was pretty much, they was real greasy. Like, they'll steal your shit and make your bed up like it wasn't them. So their time was coming. And I didn't want to do it to him. I really didn't want to do it to him because I was in the other jail with them. So I knew they wasn't really like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, y'all over there, I'm over here. Like, I respect what y'all
But
doing.
niggas
Just
put bad like the OG said, they go that battery.
Yeah, I respect what y'all doing, but don't do that shit over here. You know how that go.
Yeah, stay over there.
Yeah,
with that.
stay over there with that shit. But they crossed the gun line, boss. And one particular day we was playing football. I would ever have you on the football team. One of the guys, he was like the quarterback. He didn't have the slightest idea what a quarterback was.
Fuck
He
that.
didn't know
Say
what
his
the fuck
name.
he was
Juice.
doing.
Juice.
He said fucking say his
Fuck
name.
that.
Yeah.
Juice man.
So I'm gonna let you take it over, because you go ahead.
So after the game, like I wasn't really like, I admired them from afar, but I wasn't a dick rider.
We're going to say time out real quick. What year is this? I want to get ready because our follower who's watching
It's in the
we gonna
90s.
It's in the 90s.
Yeah, because
Okay.
they took all my 20s.
Yeah,
I ain't seen none of my 20s.
This was
I
in the
did.
90s.
What year you went in?
I did
That's it.
14 years.
Okay.
I did 14 years.
What year did
I
you
went
go
in
in?
1993. I was 19 years old,
Okay.
and they took all my 20s. I came home 33.
Came home a grown ass man.
Yeah, I came home 33. Took all my 20s. I didn't see no 20s in the street. So when he was going out of town, Baltimore and all of that shit, and then send me $2. This
I
nigga
didn't
here,
say it.
this my fucking big OG. You know what I'm saying?
But my
It's
mother put that in my mind.
There you
Good
go.
visitors make good prisoners.
Yeah.
So she told me never to go
Say
see.
that again, please.
Good visitors make good prisoners. So she told me never to go see nobody in jail because the jail spirit will rub off on you and you'll return. So that's why when I got locked up, niggas used to tell me never to write my name on the wall because you will return. It's spiritual. And some of that shit does have truth to it. So I felt like with him, I knew with the type of person he was, once he came home, he would never return.
Right.
I knew that. I knew.
And you also know once I got in that motherfucker, I was gonna take it over. And
Yes, I did. Because
and eventually they was gonna kick me out.
Yes,
I'm like the only nigga that got kicked out of jail.
yeah,
We gonna get to that.
No, but I'm just
Well,
saying.
we gonna get to that because we gotta get back to.
Go ahead, hey, go
We
ahead.
gotta get back to A. You know what I mean? So A, y'all playing football.
So, like I said,
Whack ass juice.
I
I said it.
Yeah,
Whack
whack
ass
ass juice.
I said it.
JT, JP.
I got my goons with me, so I can talk a little shit.
So, I wasn't playing football. I was a basketball nigga.
Okay.
You know, I think I played a little bit. They lost, or whatever the case may be. Juice, his little Panamanian clique. They was talking shit to Dark and Dre. So the way that our dorm setup was in G1 was you got to walk back from the field.
Now, what facility we at?
We in
Green
Green,
Correctional
and
Facility.
at that time, that's like the wildest joint in New York State.
That's
Like
why I
OG
wanted.
said,
That's why I wanted to touch on
that
it.
shit
So
was
we don't
going
get
gladiator
anything.
school in
So
that
we
time.
don't get past anything on this. You
That
know
was
what I mean?
gladiator school. Look at
Yeah.
a little too.
We was in
That
Green.
was pain.
So to fast forward a little bit.
That, nigga.
So they get into arguing in the little it's G1 and G2, F1 and F2. The next thing you know, this nigga Dog Dex, the nigga Panama. Bam! So I turn around like, oh shit, so now I'm looking. That nigga Juice started running, that nigga Dre wound his shit up like Popeye and like, ah! All I saw was this nigga Juice feeding him with air. I was like, whoa. This nigga Juice had a black eye. Yo, this nigga shit was like this for like a month. Wow. Yo, like a month. I'm not exaggerating. Yo, this nigga Dre that Thundercats out this nigga.
Yo, his eye was so fucked
Yo.
up, right? His
But
eye.
you been waiting on that though. Let's be
Yeah.
clear.
No, but
You was waiting.
I didn't want them to cross the gun line. I did because I know me, and it was bad timing for them because at that present time my mom's had passed
Yep.
away,
Ooh,
so
that's a lot of.
it was bad timing for
bad
them
time.
to be fucking around with Sandy, son. It was a bad time.
fact.
Definitely.
It was a bad time. But his eye was so fucked up, like and I salute the Muslim community.
Yo,
he was
hold
a
on
Muslim.
for a second.
Hold on.
Rest in peace to your mom. She was a gangster.
Right, we get to that too.
Yeah.
So, the Muslims is like, he was a Muslim. He was a good Muslim brother. I don't know what made him do that, but his eye was so fucked up for the longest. The Muslims was looking for me, cause they wanted to see who the fuck did that to you. Like, we gotta meet this nigga. Like, who the
We
fuck?
not gonna run on him. We need to meet him.
Yeah, we gotta meet this nigga. Like, yo, what the fuck you let that nigga do your eye like that, and you walking around like that, and I got wind of it, and you know what I'm saying, back then, you know what I'm saying, we on some shit, like, we run to jail, like, you know what I'm saying, me, him, BR.
Our clique was
I'm
called Hard Body.
Yeah,
Okay.
we ran to jail, you know what I'm saying,
God
I got
bless
wind
the
of it,
BR
that they looking
too.
for me and all of that. So, we went up to the Juma service, we did some unheard of shit, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
we went to the Juma
That was a
service.
little different.
Yeah, we went to the Juma service, you know what I'm saying, and I was like, yo, all due respect, I heard you guys was looking for me and all of that. They was like, nah,
It's expected though.
we didn't know it was you. Because we know you don't be fucking with nobody. Cause I ain't that type of nigga.
Now, you're not looking for the. You're not looking for the
I
bullshit.
flex purpose. I don't flex power. I flex purpose. Even though I can flex power if I want to, but I flex purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not that type of guy. You know what I'm saying? So they say, yo, we didn't know it was you, Dre. We didn't know, and yo, he must have did something to you for you to
Let me
do
call you
that.
right back.
He showed
So
the
you know
fuck
that was the
did.
end of it. You know what I'm saying? But I really didn't want to hurt the guy like that. I did. But it was bad timing, like I said.
It's
My
bad
mom,
timing,
My
man.
mom's passed
You
away.
was a casualty of war at the point.
Yeah, my mom's passed
Oh, boy.
away. Come on,
He
you
He was
fucking
on the
around right
line
there.
of fire that day. That day,
You needed to get that.
he
Yeah.
that was deserving what he got. Cause I used to be in the dorm, but like I said, like I admired Dre and Dog from afar from how they move, but I didn't fuck with them until after they had that fight with them. Then we started working out together, and like I said earlier, they used to beat me up, not physically.
On the
We
workout
used to
table.
go
I know
in,
you talking
like,
about.
yo, if that corner right there, you see this light, that clock, that chair, that laptop, this little steam pot shit right here, that's theirs. And it's all the weight. So I'm like, damn, I need to work out. So I was like, yo, can I get in with you? So they was like, I bet.
Let me break it down to him. like when you say we got all the weight piled up, can't nobody touch shit
Nothing.
until
We finished.
finished with the shit.
Until
Right.
they-
Or
yeah.
we
I know, I'm following you. I was in the building. I know how
kind
that
of
go.
shit.
So-
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I used to be, I get out there first and I set it up and all of that. And, you know, I'm short, but I'm stocky. It's only a matter of time for somebody to try it. So I'll be out there by myself holding the weight down and people is coming to, yo, you using that? I'll be like, yo, don't touch that shit. Yo, you using that? Yo, don't touch that shit. Don't touch it. It's only a matter of time for a nigga say, fuck you, nigga. I'm working out, nigga. I don't give a fuck. But right when it's about to happen, then the boys will come. He'll come. Everybody will come. And boom. And they be like, yo, what we doing today? We doing chest today. All right, boom. So when they come out, forget about it.
It's a fact.
You forget about it.
BR the strongest. God bless the dead.
Yeah,
BR
BR was
the
the
strongest nigga in the jail.
And forget about it. We're going to use all the weight.
The
And when we get
strongest.
done, then y'all could use it.
So
he comes
so-
from a different cloth, man.
So Dre and Dog, I'm from Harlem. I wasn't even really fucking with a lot of Harlem niggas, but I was fucking with Harlem niggas. But the Harlem niggas that I used to fuck with was bitches. Niggas getting a chicken taken from them at commissary, banquet chicken that they sell at ShopRite, and
Yeah, I know.
that was
I
a big
down.
deal.
I was down.
Army jackets was a big deal. Niggas getting their army jackets taken. So I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking with these niggas. So these niggas, Dre put me on to the 48 Laws of Power, Art of War.
Sun Tzu.
They turned me into a monster in that shack. We was out there 10, 15 degrees below.
Shirts off. Getting it in.
It don't even matter, shirts off, shirts on. We in the shack, ain't nobody in there. The snow is up to here.
Wow.
Give me my 10. Give me my 5 more.
Wow.
Niggas molded me into a monster.
And then
And I was younger than them.
And then when he do it fucked up, you like, anytime you get ready, you could give us one. That shit don't count. That wasn't
Right.
it.
And the weight is welded together, so there's no adjusting the weight. And then we had socks and put the dumbbells in it and then put it on.
Wow.
So that's the type of time that he was on. So he mentored me in the shack, and then he mentored me in my mind in the dorms. We parted ways when Philly told me to get off his dick. And I had to throw him through the day room window. Unfortunately. Because I was a basketball player, workout, pretty boy.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
And
a little man. Like, and I'm bigger than Dre, but Dre older than me.
Right.
But I'm the youngest, because I'm 46 now. So when I threw Philly through the window,
You know how you give a nigga the eye, you gas a nigga up, you be like this. That nigga said what?
word, like he said you on his dick.
Battery in his
Did I
back.
just hear what I told you?
Yeah.
In the building.
I heard that?
Yo.
They can't do that in the building. That's automatic. Yo, OG. Nigga might be like, oh, nigga might be like, nigga on the low. He like, goddamn, I gotta do it.
Yo, think about this big.
He threw that nigga through the window.
And when they came, I'm standing there looking at them like,
Yeah.
They put the
They locked him up like he was in the tank.
Ferris was like, we finally got this big nigga. Like, so fast forward.
And please, for the culture, we're not glorifying
At all.
We're actually telling stories and educating. I need the culture to understand that.
at
Because people
all.
get so caught up. Oh, no, we're not.
Yeah, because the end story of when I see y'all, I told Dre, thank you. I appreciate you.
Right.
I'll be back. As soon as I touch, sent him a kite. Got my life in order, sent him some money. Got off of paper, was on the VI. Saw cornball ass C.O. Middleton. Yo, I saw you in the Source magazine. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you, nigga.
I forgot my nigga was on the cover of the Source magazine.
Like, fuck you.
And when I saw you, I said, I know you from somewhere.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
fuck you, B. Like, so, We on the visit. That shit was like one big block party. Baby T, Big T, Peter Brown, Beyond, Click Click, Green Eyes. Like that shit. Like
Green Eyes from Queens or
no? Green Eyes. He's from Brooklyn.
From
Brooklyn.
And BR.
We call him Green Eyes. BR's from Lower East Side Manhattan.
Yeah, he's from
112th Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Force of
God bless the dead.
God bless
you know
the dead.
Awesome.
Trying
And,
to break up a fight and a young boy shot him.
Yeah. And
that's how Kokomo died.
Yeah. But
God
this
rest
that yo, he was different, yo. You know when you go to the parole board, like they give you either a year or 2 years, or they let you go home.
You talking about New York? Cause Jersey, they on a whole other ball game.
So say in New York, if you go to the parole board, either they deny you, either
when
you
you
get
deny, you usually get 18 months to 24 months.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the two. Very rare you get 1 year.
Yeah.
So this is like my I think it was like my second board. I think yeah, this was my second board. I went to the board. I'm banking on it.
Now let me ask you.
I'm thinking I'm going home.
Time
You understand?
Time out. I gotta ask you this, OG.
Let's do
Because
it.
I went to the board and I had this whole story mapped out. And then the story never even came out my mouth. This is what I asked. I'm the only one.
I can relate to you.
I had this whole shit mapped out. As I'm sitting there like, yo, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say that, I'm gonna say this. And they said, yo, Mr. Thomas. And then they start talking and it's like, want, just like everything I said, I don't know if it just stayed in that other room.
Yeah.
But I just was like, oh shit. Okay.
I'm in front of the people.
Yo, let me tell you what happened.
So I gotta ask for somebody that.
Let me answer that. Let me tell you, King. Let me answer that, right? So I go into the parole board. I got my story all fixed up. Like you said, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that. Boom. Got my nice little portfolio. All the programs I done did. And, all the positive stuff I'm doing inside the prison. And all of this, that, and the third. So, I sat down. It's something similar to this. I sat down. And they was like, yeah, it seems here, like they're looking at my paper.
Yes.
They said, it seems here you're a little bit out of your time. So I was like, what? They was like, yeah, what's describes here is an OK Corral. You was in a Western. I was like, what? A Western? Yeah. There was a lot of gunplay was going on here. It was a lot of gunplay. Once they said that, I said, that's 24. They ain't letting me go no motherfucking way.
So your whole story went
out the window. That was it. My whole story went out the window. They was like, you got anything else to say? Got anything to say? I couldn't even say nothing. I couldn't even, because it did go down like that.
Right.
It did go down like that. So I wasn't prepared for them the lady to say, oh, what describes here is an OK Corral. You was in a Western. I wasn't expecting the lady to say that. So I go back. I knew I was hit. The letter came, I got hit, whatever have you. So this particular day, I'm gonna say to myself, I said, yo, I'm gonna stay in. I ain't going out. I ain't fuck with them niggas today. I wanted to go home. You know what I'm saying? I got Lil Dre out there. He waiting for me to come home. You know what I'm saying? The hardest shit in the world is you gotta get on that fucking phone and tell your family you ain't coming home.
Facts.
Because they don't know the difference between a parole board and a date.
And there's a lot of explaining. And
Yeah, you gotta
what
explain
happened
it.
and why. And it's like the adrenaline.
Right. So that's
unfortunately I didn't get the hit, but I understand. I saw other brothers did.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So I don't even get 1 year. They said you got to do 24 months. So I get another additional 2. So I'm like, so now I got to call home. Got to tell Lil Dre. I got to hear his mother mouth. If you had been here, this shit wouldn't ever. I got to go through all of that shit. So I said, yo, fuck it. I'm gonna stay in. I ain't going out today, right? So I'm sitting in my cube. So dude come down and said, yo, your man wants you on the window. I was like, nah, not today, man. Don't come back down here. This nigga come back 5 minutes later. Yo, your man, what the fuck did I just tell you? Don't come back down here. The fuck is retarded? The fuck is that? But your man wants you on the window. I don't care. Breaks out. 20 minutes go by. He come back. He said, yo, your man. I said, yo, man, this shit better be good, my nigga, because I'm going to fry your ass if it's not. I got to the window. BR on the window. God bless the dead. You know what he said? You got your little 24 months. You don't know how to act. Come outside.
Like, nigga, get back to the regular program.
You talk about a nigga on fire. I was mad as hell. I couldn't wait to get out there. I said, nigga, you crazy? You gotta be crazy. You gotta be crazy.
That was the battle.
Yeah.
Yo,
He said, get out of here. Come on, man. Snap out of that shit. We ain't going nowhere. You know what you did. We ain't going nowhere. We stuck here.
That's real. Yo, but you know what you need, brothers around you like that though. You need somebody to kind of.
Now you gotta lighten the situation.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Doing real hard time. Like this is a fact. This is criminality.
Right.
This is the state got niggas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the state, the way the state got niggas is where it's unrealistic to even think you're gonna make your first or second board.
And you know, and OG, not to cut you off, but it's funny that you say that. Because when I was, I did my little chew on some dumb shit. And I met a brother, and I'll never forget, and it's crazy you just said, because he was like, yo, we in the little yard joking. He's like, yo, Iceberg, he called me Ice because I played ball. He was like, yeah, he's telling me his story. He said, yeah, man, I got like 24 years. And I just told him, I said, yo, bro, man, keep your head up. And I just walked away, because in the reality, I couldn't relate to that.
Right.
I can't even sit there.
No.
I can't tell you anything right now.
He's a lifer.
You got and you only did 3. You only got 3 in.
Yeah.
I got a date. I'm about to go home in October. What can I possibly like? Yo, fam, just hold your head. Like, yo, just let me walk away from you. Because if I say the wrong thing, you might snap, and you got every right to be.
Right.
So you gotta kind of like, yo, I learned it's just like certain things. You just you know what I mean?
And that's another reason why I do what I do for the brothers that ain't gonna get a taste of this society shit, because I remember plenty of times I got a long way to go, but I'm in the jail, but I can see light.
Right.
See, I ask the kids all the time when I mentor the kids. I say, you know the difference between the ocean and the pond? You know the difference between the ocean and the pond?
Nah.
So they like, no, we don't know. So I said, the ocean. It's no end. It just leads into another ocean. Mm-hmm. It's no land. That's what life in jail is like. You understand? But a pond and a lake, it's land. You can get to it.
Yeah. You can get to the other side.
You can get to the other. It's going to take you some time, but you're going to get there. Mm-hmm. But if you in the ocean, you ain't getting it.
It's really survival.
You know? And that's what I tell the kids. You know what I'm saying? That's what I tell the kids. You don't want to be in that ocean. You don't want to be in that ocean. You don't. Because you can't get to the land, to society. So this is why I do this for the people that's not going home, because plenty of times I've been in the penitentiary and dudes play with that second chance and they come right back.
Niggas was doing that.
And then you
looking, niggas was doing that when I was in there.
And then you looking at him like, yo, you had a shot and you ain't doing.
You came back because you wanted to smoke some reefer and you got violated.
Right.
But you want to come back and play ball with me, my nigga?
Right.
You on the other side. You did.
Yeah.
Yo, I got high. I needed a
Punch
taste
did
of that
from Queens. Punch.
A couple of people
A
did.
couple cats I know from AC.
My nigga, don't
did
talk to
that.
me, man.
Don't talk to me.
Right.
Oh, I'm never
Yeah,
coming
you
back.
like,
Yo,
don't
do
talk
your
to me,
thing.
right?
Yo, they violated me. I wound up fucking with the.
Punch just got released again, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? I realized that some brothers, man, and I'm gonna say this, live better in the prison than they do on the streets.
They do.
You're right.
Because honestly, like a lot of niggas that was talking that talk in prison, when I was seeing them on the other side of the soil, they wasn't looking like how they was talking behind that wall.
Nah.
That's true.
I was like,
Only that I had a platinum helicopter in there.
A lot of that stuff
We didn't
is
see it
jail.
flying. I didn't see niggas told me they jumped out of airplanes. Nigga, you jumped out of an airplane. I came home, nigga. You was like, yo, is that my?
It's 95% of them though.
yo, listen, man. I seen some niggas that was talking this Alpo Gotti.
Yo, it's a million outposts in prison. Let's
Like-
be clear. I got caught with 10 keys. My nigga got caught with 10 bags of dope.
Yeah.
That you was sniffing.
Yeah.
I was seeing niggas out here asking for money and their teeth was falling out.
I seen that too. I seen that.
Like,
Yo, you know what's crazy? Like, I laugh, I look back at, you know what I'm saying, and I'm blessed to be here, and I tell my son these stories and shit, and people have the liberty to tell their kids different types of stories, but I have to tell my son stories like the flap. So he like, yo, what's the flap? I'm like, yo, the flap is when you in the box, it's a little flap that flaps down.
they serve you your food.
And serve you your food and put your food through there, the flap. So the reason why I was telling them about the flap, I was telling them about how dudes be getting shit down. So he like, what what you mean shit down? I said, yo, they'll shit you down if you the porter and you get snappy with somebody walking past saying, yo, I'll pass it when I get ready. Or I ain't passing it.
As soon as that little thing open up.
As soon as the flap open up, they squirt you with the shit.
Of course, yeah. I seen that in the hole.
You ain't telling me about Susie?
Oh, we gonna get to that.
Let's get to that. Let's get to that. Because you know, we trying to fit everything within a little, you know.
All right. So you know,
DK
dudes don't really know what a Susie is. I'm gonna break it down. Being that we don't have access to women, we got to make a Susie.
Of course, a lot of people don't know. I knew what you was talking about, but the culture may not.
I love her.
All right. So to the people that don't know what a Susie is, it's 2 warm gloves. You get some warm water. You put one in one and warm water in the other. You tie it up or whatever have you. Then you get your towel. You wrap your towel around it, and then you get the third glove and you put it around the towel.
And that's your Pornhub.
And you got you some hot pussy in the penitentiary.
Ow! That's this generation.
Ow! Don't play with it.
And don't play with it.
You forgot the lotion.
You
forgot the lotion.
You gotta put the lotion or baby oil or Vaseline in it.
Lotion,
or whatever, and you wet it up
right.
Like the way you're supposed to do it or whatever happen. And yo, and that lady stole that fucking don't play with it from us, man. We need a royalty check from her because we were saying that in the joint. We be like, ow, don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Yo. Oh man,
For real. But you know, on some real shit, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas might think that niggas is capping. Ain't nobody capping. But I'm just saying that.
That's definitely.
No, what I'm just saying.
Clear.
No, what I'm about to say, like I mean this shit with passion and shit. I'm gonna say this shit, and I mean this shit. That when me and the brother and all of us, it wasn't just me, but me and all of us together, we ran that joint.
The squad.
We ran it, and no disrespect to the gang culture, but the gangs had to come to us to get sanctioned to do certain shit. Don't be in there just cutting the motherfucker and you ain't come to us and let us know that you're doing it. Cause you never know. It might be somebody that we fuck with.
Yeah, you cutting the wrong nigga.
Plenty of times the niggas will come over there and be like, yo, alright, well, okay. I'll take a blind eye at that. But listen, it ain't gonna be no 9-on-1. We not doing that. If I'm there, it's no 9-on-1. Give them a fair one. One of y'all could fight, and that's how that's gonna go. And that's how we ran the spot for years. It wasn't just a moment. It was years. We ran green. We ran it. We ran green so much that out here in the street they be like, yo. When you see me, they treat me like a fucking superstar, like I'm fucking Michael Jackson.
You was one of the hard body niggas.
You was the hard body. Right, and every camp that run around with the rappers or whatever have you, the dudes that they be having them hold down. I don't care what camp it is. You can name a camp. My niggas is holding them down. Those is the niggas that was in the slammer with me. Mm-hmm. So when I come around or whatever, I get saluted. Because my niggas is holding these rap niggas around.
I was around.
A lot of them.
I was around Groovy Lou. Well, you know, I was dating a particular person.
Right.
And I was like, yo, I was in the Vernon with my nigga Dre. He said, little light skinned Dre, the little wild nigga. I'm like, yeah, that's my nigga. He said, oh, that's why you like this, cause you was around that nigga. I was like, that's my nigga.
Yo,
like,
that's some crazy shit. But yeah, he got a definite good history, a rich history, and I'm proud of him. I salute him. I'm happy that he out here influencing the youth in the right path, and not advocating any negativity and trying to highlight his past or his lifestyle that he used to live.
Right, because your past is not your future.
Right.
That's
so
a fact.
he's making big strides his outlook on life and what he would like to do. And I, you know, like I always try to encourage him, you know, remember we coming back from the early 80s. This is not normal. A lot of dudes ain't here. We understand that. And a lot of dudes is locked away forever. So when you got a dude that came and seen daylight again and is really getting busy, you have to confirm and reassure him like, yo, you doing the damn thing, my dude.
That's why he's
keep
here.
rocking out.
Let's be
You know
clear.
what I'm
That's
saying?
why y'all here today.
Especially with AJ too, I salute him too. His journey is incredible. It's like we gotta start outwardly telling these gentlemen that they're doing a wonderful job. Also with you included. You know, we gotta always tell them like, listen, man, you're doing a great job, and we want to salute you and let you know that in real time, and not wait until
And so
something.
we having an RIP on the show.
Nah, not even an RIP.
But a lot of people is though, cause niggas feel like they can't just do that.
It
man.
could be you getting kicked out of your situation or getting dropped from your deal. People wait before they give the proper recognition. It's not just RIP. It's after the fact.
Right.
Way
Right.
after the
You're
fact.
right.
After you
You
done
right,
got
you right.
busy.
I thank you for that wisdom.
Right?
I
Niggas
look at it
in a
like
wheelchair about to
Yeah.
die.
And then it'd be like, yo, AJ, salute. You was the prettiest nigga in Harlem.
Right, nigga, I don't got no teeth. I'm like, nigga, I'm in a wheelchair like this.
Last of the hustlers.
Nigga like this.
Yo, I see you on the show, baby. So what you telling me now?
So,
You want me to go home and stick another deal in the
so that's what we face with us as black folks. And you gotta always remember this wisdom. And nobody never talks about this. The Israelites, the Muslims, black righteous people, 5%ers, they mix the tribes up. That's why we naturally don't get along.
Right.
Once they sent us over here, they sent us over here with warring factions on the same ship. So genetically, once our kids came here after generations, we wasn't liking each other and don't know why. So that's some knowledge that nobody never talks about. They mix the tribes up. They mix the factions up. They mix the communities up.
Thank you. Thank you.
My cousin just hit me on my live, Dre.
Yeah, and-
He said he got 2 of your hoodies.
Oh, he got two?
2 of my
Right.
my cousin
Okay.
Eric.
And I ain't get a
Yo,
but we
yo,
ain't gonna
yo.
leave that alone. You know what I
All
mean?
right, hold on. What did I say? What I say?
Just said that before
What'd I
we
say?
called her. He's like, damn, I knew I forgot something. I forgot the hoodie.
I got a hoodie for you.
Okay.
I'll mail it. I'm gonna mail it to you.
Mail it.
I'm gonna mail it to you. I got
But
it.
they mix
I
the
got it.
tribes up, and
I'm
that's
gonna mail
why
it to you. I got it.
I ain't worried about it. That was just, you know what I mean?
No, I got it. I got to
They-
give it to you.
They mix
Black
the
and red
tribes
joint.
up,
I got it.
and that's why till this day, 500 years later, to round it out, we still cannot get our networking right. Because I might be dealing with you and our villages from back in the old land, the old earth, the motherland, was warring with each other for whatever weird reasons. But the Europeans and the Portuguese, or whatever you want to call them, understood that. So they took everybody from different places and put them in the same spot. And that's why after our generations of having kids on U.S. soil, they still can't get along with each other because genetically our past is still within our body.
That's deep.
So
That's
if
deep.
you in a BX or you out in Jersey, anywhere, and you wonder why you don't like this nigga, it could be thousands or hundreds of years of history there on why you don't like this person and not in the real-time moment of why you think you don't like them. Because I feel in my mind they mixed the tribes up, they mixed up the villages, so we wouldn't communicate. The language barrier was different. It was certain reasons. That's why they took books from us when we came over here.
Yes, they did.
It was a crime to even read. They would kill you. That was
They
justifiable.
wanted you to stay ignorant.
Death. So yeah, they mixed the tribes up. So me and him was from a warring faction. 400 years later, we in Harlem now. I'm like, I don't fuck with that nigga AJ, B. And AJ like, I don't like that nigga. I don't like the way he look. It's a reason for that, spiritually. And we don't know.
that's
We not
reality,
conscious.
too.
Yeah, we not conscious about certain things like that. We listening to all of this Kemet and Egypt and all this other stuff, but they never talk about any type of transatlantic anything. If it's not true or if it's true, some of us got over here through some boats, right?
Right.
and some of us was mixed up with our traditions. They put us on different islands: Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Bahamas, the West Indies, Grenada, but like different places.
Wow.
So
That's facts.
and the Americas, North and South America. So you gotta understand, it's sometimes like Ross said, this shit is deeper than rap.
Yeah, it
We
is.
gotta figure this shit out because we all share one thing in common, and that's our skin tone, and we gotta figure out how we gonna network that into economical growth without worrying about what size or where we come from. You understand?
You don't
So
worrying about what the next nigga is doing, man. Like, it's so sad with our culture. Like, niggas is so jealous of the next man
Yo,
because of what he did or what he's doing or how he looks or what he's driving. Like, I had
Yeah,
it.
that's what
Like,
it is.
it just baffles me. Like, I was going 5 joints.
the edge you gotta
I
come in-
came
you gotta
home
come
and
in up.
surpassed
Hold on,
niggas
hold
that
on.
was on the street for 5 years.
right.
And I don't understand it. Like,
Yo,
my nigga, you
I
have
mean to cut the wisdom off. You got somebody that can go out and get my other partner? He's outside.
I don't really got nobody playing.
after I finish, I'll go get him.
Alright.
Yeah, tell him I'll
Hold-
come
hold
and get
on,
him.
hold on.
It just amazes me how I did 5 joints in the joint, and niggas is mad at me for doing me when I came home. I just never understood it, and I was trained and taught by great soldiers, great comrades like Dre, Dark, BR, God bless the dead, Ranks, China, Big C,
Cause they feel like at the end of the day now you
Right.
want some other shit. Nah,
I got
I
an answer
grew.
for that.
I matured.
I got
I
a
grew.
logical answer for
I
that.
grew.
I think y'all went through, when you get sent to state prison, it's almost like getting
Go
sent.
grab your man, cause we kind of.
Hold on.
It's
Go ahead.
almost like
It's
getting
open.
sent to a different country sometimes. So when you get to these foreign places, your focus starts to turn different, opposed to a person that's free and is just free-willed.
Right.
Their focus is not so acute or so aggressive because they're free.
And they don't really understand.
You want some more
Right.
voice?
Yeah.
So when you are in a situation where you're incarcerated, your focus is at an all-time high. There's nothing else to do but think
And focus.
and focus.
And
So,
regroup. I'm glad.
well, you're regrouping as your
How
time
you
is
feeling?
going
You want
by,
the rest?
naturally.
Whatever
So-
you do.
I just think, like,
Appreciate you.
when you come from a situation like that, your focus is stronger than the natural or average's person focus that's free outside. And that will enable you to do a little bit more than a person that's been free outside this whole time.
Because of the time factor.
Not just the time
I got
factor,
time to do shit
yeah, the
that
severity
you don't
of it,
got
though.
time to do.
Right.
You understand?
You know,
Because you
so-
in the street, you doing the hustle and bustle. You really don't got time for shit. But in the prison system, you got time to
We
sit
think,
back,
we strategize, and we
thinking,
figuring
and
out.
this was that, and this is that.
So-
So that's my brother
Peace,
O
King.
right
Come
there.
on, sit down, King.
That's my
Sit down,
brother
King.
O.
O's in the building. Shout out to O.
That's my
You
brother
know what I'm
O.
saying? Thank you for coming.
Champagne, you're ready.
Appreciate
That's
you,
it.
King.
Champagne,
Looking
you
good,
know
love
what
that
I'm saying?
coat.
That's
Know what I mean?
Thank you.
As we get ready to just another brother comrade to step in the building, we gonna stray away from the outside because I'm gonna call it the outside because right now we out here and we living life and all of us are looking good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Traveling, bubbling,
Salute.
living life to the fullest. I want to say something to y'all, brother. I never had the opportunity to be around some brothers that just honestly gave out jewels without even giving out jewels. I appreciate each jewel that y'all gave me. And I hope the
Appreciate you.
culture picked up on that. We outside, man. And you know the blessing about this shit is I see each one of y'all brothers glowing, shining. Your past is not your future. You're traveling, you're modeling, your kids. The young guard just stepped in. My man's filming. I'm here. Yo, it's great to be around brothers that can say, yo, man, look at us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Look at us. You know what I'm saying? We can joke about what happened in 93, 94, but 2023, man, we here together,
Right.
sitting at the round table. And I'm blessed to have y'all here, and I need y'all to know that.
I'm thankful
Thank
to be here.
You know what I'm saying? I told Drake straight up, yo, bring your team.
Definitely.
I
told me
said,
they
bring your team. Bring
Yup.
whoever you want to bring with you because this is your platform. You traveling the world. Come on, brother. You sitting in the building. Far-fetched from hitting Dubai, hopping up a Lambo with my man.
Definitely.
You in the building. You modeling. You on the cover of the hottest magazine in the world.
If you ever need some food catered,
There we go. You here. You see it first. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
working on my food truck right now.
So
The OG.
we
Survival of the finish, man. Let's talk about life on the outside, man.
life on the outside been great, and
I don't want you
like
to let the people know.
Dre
I'ma
said,
let them know that.
when
Hey,
Dre
I'ma
was
keep
locked
that.
away, I ain't give him a dime. I ain't go see him. I didn't say a word to him.
Not to cut you off, but people don't understand that sometimes. It's not always about, yo, my man didn't do. Sometimes you gotta get away from that, because this brother didn't send me a nickel when I was
He
in
know I'm fucking with him.
Right.
No,
But when you touch the other side, it's like we never
No,
left
we
You
over.
know
we
I'm
gotta-
fucking with
we
you.
gotta-
know this my fucking big
we
brother.
gotta
man.
we gotta
I don't
address
care
we
about
gotta
that.
address the reality of it though. We gotta address the reality of it. At the end of the day, you know, now we came back together, right?
I'm gonna piggyback off that too.
We came back together, right? We did. But sometimes I have guilt about that, not being proactive in my young boy's, dilemma and what he was going through mentally as a young adult. You know what I'm saying? I was selfish in certain areas of not doing due diligence to go take a visit or, send him a kite like he did or send him a couple of dollars, His comrades that he didn't even know from
A hole in a butter cookie.
right, had to do that. So that kind of gives me a certain sort of guilt also. We got, as black men, we also gotta, or as men of color, we also gotta address some things that hinder us. Own up to it, accountability. And that
Responsibility.
sometimes gives us that feeling like we don't wanna admit certain things, or we don't wanna own up to certain stuff. But if you break that barrier and start saying, yo, listen, man, I was fucked up in that area, I'm wrong, I apologize for that. You know what I'm saying? But moving forward, I'm definitely have grown as a man and as an individual. I'm gonna do better. Definitely.
That's maturity
You know,
and growth.
So it gives that person the option or the opportunity to say, well, you ain't look out for me, fuck you. Or you know what, I love you, I'm gonna respect you this time, I'm gonna give you another shot, morally. You could only give a nigga another shot morally.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
well, you know what though? When you were a kid, right? You think like, oh, they didn't send me nothing. This when you were a kid, you be like, oh, they didn't send me nothing.
Keyword,
Fuck 'em.
you said a
When
kid.
you were a kid, your mind is like that. But when you mature and you adult, and you gotta say to yourself, you gotta reflect and say, yo, I put myself in that fucking predicament.
Right.
You don't have to send me shit. If they do send me something,
It's a blessing.
it's a blessing. I
Yes.
appreciate that. But I put myself in that fucking predicament.
Right.
And this is what I started the whole interview about, the art of decision making. We all have to make better decisions.
Please say that again. Please
We-
say
it's
that.
the art of decision making. We all gotta make better decisions in life to win. Okay, a loss is not a loss. You learn when you lose. Okay, but we here to win.
Right.
So if you see your partner doing something that he ain't supposed to do, pull him up. Yo, don't do that shit. No, nigga, nah, you're not doing that. Don't do that. Because it's gonna affect me and my kids. It's gonna affect you and his kids. When you go down that room, I gotta go and take time out of my day to go see you on the visit. Or I gotta take time out of my day to go put money in your
Right.
lady's hand to go give some. So let's all just make just better decisions and build each other up to be great, because it's the resources that make us rich. It ain't the money, it's the resources.
Every day.
AJ, you got something to piggyback off
I
of.
do. So I wanted to piggyback off the statement that you said when you said you didn't go. I forgot what you said verbatim, but it's the reverse. When I came home and I got out parole, my duty, because of what type of nigga I am,
Key word was duty.
my duty and what type of loyalty I had for that man over there on that other side of the table, because he fed my mind
Right.
as an adolescent. Then he fed my heart when we was in the weight shack. I said, I have to come back and see him. And he's not even from my hood. I'm not even from 914. But I had so much love and gratitude for him just as a human being.
That's the point.
I had to come back and reciprocate because I said, yo, Dre, this is what I'm going to do. Boom, 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 boom. Once I get on parole, I'm coming to see you. I'm going to scribe you. I'm going to send you plates. I'm going to send you fix, money. Boom. Came back. When I came back on the visit, that was me sharing my energy from the street to my niggas in the can.
Right.
Yeah.
And that shit was one big block party. And here we are.
That's powerful, bro.
Here we are.
And that shit means so much.
That shit is more than money,
Money.
success, fame.
Anything.
Like I said, before you went out to go get homeboy,
Oh.
I
His
said,
name
That's O.
That's Juice. This is my OG, Juice. That's O.
Bro.
Yo, and as you see, yo, the team is just coming in the building
before you
one
went
by
out,
one.
I was saying
This is a
like
family
your
affair.
focus about why you was trying to figure out how your focus was stronger than a nigga that was free. And the reason I was saying I had an answer and an explanation for that is that when you get sent up north, it's almost like you get sent to another country. Like a foreign land.
Or
That's a fact.
The laws is different, the rules is different.
Young.
Everything is different. So, of course, your mind is going to start calibrating immediately. So, as your answer to that is that we outside here, we in the clouds. We distracted. We getting buns, whatever the fuck. There's a distraction there. You, on the other hand, you locked away. There's no distraction. You have to be on your P's and Q's and on your D at all motherfucking times.
One eye open.
So, of course, that feeling and ferocity is going to be with you for quite a long time after you get released. It's going to take a while for that shit to wear off. So that's where, and by the time it wears off, you're up. You're successful, and or you're doing steady. You want a steady Eddie. You fucking with a job or a career. So a nigga that's been free the whole clip is looking at you from afar like, y'all know what the fuck he... No, bro, your focus, you was in the clouds the whole trip. When he came home, he realized something. He had to come outside and get busy. There was no other option. So that's what really makes the difference between a dude that's done a significant amount of time like yourself and Don over here, opposed to a nigga that did 6 months in the county or a buck and a half in Elmira or some shit and came back home. That shit ain't doing nothing. Your focus ain't there. So when you do a significant amount of time, it does change you. It gives you a certain substance that a normal person
Can't relate to.
they can't relate to and they're never gonna have. You know what I'm
Can I
saying?
piggyback
Hold
off-
on. Let me put this out there
Okay.
real quick. And this gonna be like part of the, after this documentary, salute to everybody. You're all part of my documentary.
Appreciate
I love
you.
y'all. You know what I'm
Love
saying?
you back.
Love you more,
Love you
King.
more.
So this is gonna be like part of the movie because after the documentary we're gonna do the movie. So when I made my parole board, call home, tell little Dre, yo, this is it. I'm coming home, bro. I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? He was like, all right, cool. I can't wait. I got his mom's on the phone. Yo, this is a wrap. Coming home. I'll be home. She like, you serious? I'm like, yeah, this is it. They let me go. Finally, I'm out. She like, all right, cool. Like a week or two go by, and she died.
Shit was
Right?
crazy, man.
Yeah, that shit hurt.
So check it out. So she passed away and shit. My son come see me on the visit and shit. That shit is like the hardest shit to swallow. Like what the fuck could I tell him? His mom's passed, and he the one that had to go view her. It's like, yo, he was trying to wake her up and she couldn't get up. But I'm in fucking prison. So to the people out there, you can't be selfish because it ain't guaranteed that you get out of there. And if you do get out of there, it ain't guaranteed your loved ones is gonna be there when you get back.
That's real shit.
So that's a fact, man.
That's facts.
The
We
shit
take
is
that
no
shit for granted.
fucking guarantee
We damn sure
to be
do.
taking shit for granted. And then when I get out, I get out to straight fatherhood out the gate. Like I got a job. I don't got time to do leisure shit, to run around and party. I don't got time to do that. I go straight to fatherhood.
Life comes at you immediately.
And not only do I go straight to fatherhood, I go straight to fatherhood, to straight to paying rent, to straight to taking care of my grandma's. Had Alzheimer's when I came home. I had to take care of my grandma's because my grandmother took care of me my whole fucking life.
That's a fact.
And I had to come home, and my grandma's had Alzheimer's, and I had to do all of this shit coming home. So to those that's out there that's throwing bricks at the penitentiary and you making bad decisions and you end up with an asshole full of time, it's these back pieces in the back row of the chessboard that's immediate, that's irreplaceable. These people are irreplaceable that you taking for granted, that you shouldn't take for granted, because the back row is irreplaceable. Once them people is gone, you gonna have to motherfucker do some extra shit. You have to do some real extra shit in order for you to survive. Because that back row is the most significant shit in your motherfucking life. Your moms, your pops, your grandmoms, your auntie, all of that. All the people that you know from birth, your moms, your aunts, your grandmoms, your auntie, your big brother, your big uncle, all of that is the back row. Mm-hmm. The closest people to you. So don't be selfish out here doing dumb shit and fuck this and fuck that. I don't care. And then at the end of the day, you do care.
Right. Let's be clear. You care a whole fucking lot. All that.
You do
the system
care.
Gonna make you care. Trust me.
But you do care.
Facts.
You do care. And you know what? I say them shit every day. Like, damn, man, I got to take my hat off to this lady. You know why I take my hat off to my baby mother? Because, yo, my son could have went anywhere. Could have fucking went down my road and say, yo, I want to be like my father. He could have did that. My baby mother said, nah, that shit ain't going down. You ain't doing that shit. Nigga, you going to be this way. You going to be intelligent. You going to go to school. You going to dig into yourself and be your own person and be your own and pull out the gifts inside of you to make you great. And she taught him that shit. So when I came home, he was already seasoned. Already. I ain't had to do nothing.
That's a blessing.
He knew what the right thing what he had to do. I ain't had to do nothing. I just had to shower what I had to shower upon him to make him complete.
Right.
And now, look at him. He got his own studio. The manager. I go in the crib, he laid up, he working from home on his fucking laptop, working from home. I gotta go take my little narrow ass to work.
But it's a blessing to get up to go to work.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Anytime you wake up, it's a blessing.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
And honestly, I feel like, I say this every day to myself. Waking up every day is the biggest victory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amen.
And being free. Hold up, let's be clear. Waking up being free, that's worth more than anything.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Able to get up and go to the bathroom.
I say that shit every day.
Like, that's the
niggas
greatest.
Like, yo, how you doing? I be like, yo, I woke up this morning and somebody just took their last breath.
Last breath. Some people's not even gonna see what I'm seeing, experience what I'm experiencing. Even when trials and tribulations hit, today was a slow day, but you know what? It was a great day.
Yeah.
Yo, it's no why this and why that. Everything is, whatever negative might have occurred, I'm not gonna dwell on it. I'm not. I gotta uplift the blessing. And I feel like people don't really understand that because, like I said, I didn't do the time y'all did. I did 2. But that 2 for me was enough. I'm going to keep it a buck. I seen brothers get moped out, laid out, to the point I'm calling home like, I just called to tell you I love you. I'm being real. I'm watching cats get the drop. I'm like, whoa. And all I had to do, and my shit was a bullshit ass boot camp, but I wanted to be an ignorant nigga and be tough in boot camp. Oh, you want to be tough? But like I said, I needed that.
Yo, you hear me, God? Let me ask you this one question, and I be meeting people because I travel a lot. You know what I'm saying? I was with you when we was in Florida when we met Juice and them at the table.
You know, I still talk to the
Yeah,
nigga,
me
right?
too. We still talk.
to
So I asked Juice. I said, "Yo, what was the most horriblest thing that you ever saw while you was locked up?" And Juice said that when he was locked up, he seen somebody drop the buffer on a nigga head. You know what a buffer is? The shit you buff the floor with?
I know, my father had it.
Dropped the
My father had a cleaning business. I know what a buffer
He said
is.
the nigga
That's
dropped
crazy.
the buffer from the second floor
Bro.
on a nigga. He said while he was playing cards with a nigga, the buffer came and dropped on this motherfucker's head and the blood splat on his face.
Damn.
So I want to ask you,
For me,
what was the most horrific shit that you
I'm
saw
gonna
in
keep it
prison?
real. The most horrible shit when old boy dropped that weight on his head, and I was in the gym just playing ball, getting ready for the night game. I'm just playing ball, and I'm just and all of a sudden you just the weight room is right there, and you can look through the glass, and we on the courts, and I just happen to glance like I ain't nobody. Then you just see it. I don't know if that was God saying, yo, listen. And I saw that and I seen that. Yo, I swear to God, a tear came out of my eye, went in that room, I caught my arms just to say, yo, I love you.
I ain't doing no more cry. It's over.
Yo, that just, you know what I mean? But, and I'm going to say this, the most sensitive thing that touched me is when I watched the Muslim brother pass out on the basketball court and the COs wouldn't help him. Like, they wouldn't give him nothing because they wasn't down in Southern State. They couldn't give him no mouth to mouth. You had
They
to wait.
guarantee you come home, people.
So it was like, yo, what the? I'm like, hold up. This all started out with me going to boot camp, and I end up doing a year and a whole now watching this. But I say it had to happen for me to say, yo, my
that
nigga,
was God showing you this shit.
no more.
God said, I could show you a road.
Right,
You want
right.
to be badass?
Because it's the shit my father said. You don't listen to me, you gonna listen to somebody. And that's for me that was just like damn, and that also made me realize like, yo, my dude, like this is what you want to keep dealing with.
Yeah, it's
The
all
most-
Caribbean
hold on,
saying. You
one
don't
second.
hear, you feel, man.
That's right. And I'm gonna tell you something. The most horrific shit I saw in prison that said, "Oh shit, this shit is fucking crazy." I seen these motherfuckers like boil some grease and break up some motherfucking light bulbs and put that shit in the grease and they threw it on the nigga. So when the hot grease is like you like high, your natural instinct is like, and then when you touch it, the light bulbs is cut in your face. And I seen them niggas do that shit to a dude, and I was like, yo, wow. Who thinks of some shit like that? Like, wow, who thinks of some shit like that? I said, that's some real sadistic shit. I said, I'm around some motherfucking animals. And you know what? That shit right there emphasized, nigga, if you ain't thinking, you gonna lose. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you ain't thinking, you gonna lose. You better never say, yo, I ain't never think about that shit. Because if you ain't think about that shit, guess what? Somebody else gonna be thinking for you.
Right.
Yup.
Right. And that for me was like the game changer. I just was like, yo, this shit is corny.
Yeah.
Shit is
Let me
fucking
interject
whack.
something, bro.
Go ahead, O.
One of the only reasons why I'm here, that I fuck, come on, I always come here and fuck with Dre all the time, right? One of the realest
Speak to the mic, King.
one of the realest niggas I've met. And the funny shit, I told Dre the nigga was locked up with Buddha in DFY, right? He just died. I went to his funeral on Thursday, and that shit had me thinking so retrospectively, introspectively. I was thinking about why the fuck am I blessed to still be here, right? Why the fuck? Cause I did the same shit he did. Why the fuck am I still here? But he passed on, right? And Dre happened to call me Friday night, and I was like, yo, bro. I don't want to say too crazy shit because, I was like, damn, B. I told Dre.
It's so fucking fire. Like,
I told Dre.
I bought that shit back.
Fuck out of here, baby.
Yo, I think he came ready. I've been on that.
I'm trying to listen to this nigga.
Like,
Go ahead, I'm sorry. I'm bad. Yo, put the camera on this nigga jacket.
Okay, hold on. Let me take a drink.
Right, you gotta, you know what I mean? You definitely get in the field with that.
Jacket fire.
I said that Tony walked in here. I said in front of you, I said Tony walked in here. I said, yo, your jacket's fire, kid.
Yeah.
But the nigga passed, man. And I said he was a real street nigga. He did time for 2 bodies, right? He was a real street nigga, man. And it fucked my head up because I was like, God damn, B. I never tell the people that's in my environment, yo, I love them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I always take it for granted. We was talking
Yeah.
about this shit, alluded to this shit earlier. Like, yo, you take it for granted. You can see them shit. I'll see you later, bro. Or I'll tell you I love you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And when you called me, you called me, and I was in bed, nigga. I swear to God, man, Dre, when he called me, I got emotional shit. I was like, yo, bro, I love you, bro. Word of my mother, I love you, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and I don't ever want to take our situation for granted to where we in a situation where we don't ever know. 6 hours from now, 5 hours from now, 2 minutes from now, we might not be here.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And our loved ones are going to a fucking funeral or a wake, like to say, you know, what's up? Damn, this nigga here, and we sharing stories about the brother. You know, yo, bro. That's why I told you, man, I love you while you here. You got your flowers. I'm giving you your flowers. That's why I'm here. And every brother here, you know.
And I just told the king, this is why we here.
You already, man.
I don't even know him.
You
It's
already.
my first time meeting the whole unit.
Yeah, I can tell you,
man.
and I can tell you, this man here in prison and this man here in prison wasn't slouches, and they was official.
But the thing
You
that
know
makes
what I'm
it
saying?
so great, because we gotta, I'm gonna tap in on a few things real quick before we close. I appreciate that.
You're ready.
Appreciate you being here, King. But people fail to realize some things. You be too cool, you're gonna be loose.
Yeah.
My father told me that.
Yep.
It's okay to
Powerful.
tell another man, yo, I love you, King. Thank you.
Yes.
I had a brother send me something that's very close and dear to me. I said, yo, thank you. He's like, yo, come on, man. I said, no, thank you for sending me that. I needed that.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to say that to each other. Because if you my man, you know it's coming from a genuine place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why my platform is the platform it is. It's not about who sold this, who did that, how much. It's about, yo, where we at now and what we doing. And let me give my comrades, my kings,
Yes.
their flowers.
Everything.
Because at the end of the
Everything
day,
they
we can walk out
deserve.
here tomorrow and say, damn, I ain't tell OG, yo, or
I
the young
love
king,
them.
yo, I
Yeah.
appreciate you. And I tell people in the store, even as working behind the counter, yo, I appreciate you. I strive to tell people, and I don't like to use the word try, I strive to tell people every day, I appreciate you. I don't give a damn. Lady said, you know what? I needed that today. You don't know who needs to hear those little words. Thank you.
Yes. That's
Have a
powerful,
blessed day.
bro.
Yep.
Yes.
Those things, they could be ready to
Yeah.
end it when you get off work.
Yes.
But one person told him in that line, I appreciate you. I
Change
appreciate
the whole
each and every
dynamic,
one of
bro.
y'all today. And yo, King, the documentary. Let's talk about it before we close out.
Yeah,
man.
let me hear something about that, man.
Yo, the documentary is pretty much, it's my life story, the genesis, the exorcist, the
revelation.
successes, the barriers, all of that. It's gonna be all up in the documentary, wrapped up in one.
And this will be in the documentary. Your
This-
boys in your first documentary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the OGs. So I'm
Yeah.
blessed.
That's right. So the documentary. I got two trailers out. The documentary shot to Shy TV right here.
In the back,
This is
in
my
the building.
cameraman. He gonna
Yeah.
He doing my first documentary and me doing my first movie too. So
That's
we
what's
gonna
up.
do the movie too and the documentary. So the documentary is basically based off my life story, and I'm going to distribute as much jewels as possible, so people could watch and say, "Yo, really that happened? Oh, I need to change this up. Oh, I need to get," because we're talking about taking things for granted. We talk about taking things for granted, and you take things for granted. Like you said, tomorrow ain't promised to nobody.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas say, yo, I get to it tomorrow. And then my reply would be like, oh, so you got a direct line to God then? Because I need to fuck with you then.
Right. I need that. I need
that direct line to God.
Wow,
then.
I need
Yeah,
that.
hold up,
I need
bruh.
that direct line to God. Because you must
Wow.
be fucking with some real
I'm
made
stealing
niggas
that.
where you
I'm
say you're going to get
stealing
it
that.
tomorrow.
Never heard that.
Let's get it today. And forget about, I got this from Dion. Because I went to go see them do a motivational speech. Him and Eric Thomas. I watched them every day. And I got this from Dion.
Thank you. I needed that.
I watched them every day.
I'm gonna keep it a buck and kept it funky. Thank you.
And I got this from Dion, and Dion said this. He said, listen, your two eyes, your nose, your ears, everything is faced this way, to the forward, because we all going forward. He said, what's behind you? Your ass, right? And what come out your ass? Shit. So stop looking back. Let's go this way.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's dope. That's fine.
Let's go this way. So everybody, let's go this way. Let's progress. This is a new year. We're gonna do new things. We got new ideas on the table.
That's right.
We got great things. We got the top radio station, round table,
yeah.
entertainment. It's over for y'all this year.
Yeah.
It's over for y'all this year.
Yeah.
It's over for y'all this year. Because from there, it's going to get better and better and better.
That's it.
Better. And I want to shout out everybody in New Jersey. Everybody that's around the Jersey
Boo Rob,
area.
love you, baby.
Yeah, shout out to Boo Rob. You got anybody want to shout out from Jersey that deserve their flowers?
My faculty, I tell them every day.
Today is Monty Day. They celebrated Monty that passed away today.
Shout to
He
Monty.
passed away today, but they celebrated Monty's day today in Harlem.
Shout out to Monty.
Monty.
And
Monty
Monty was one of us, and I always stress the fact that one of us is worth 1,000 niggas.
Right.
One of us is worth 1,000 niggas. That's how much character and charisma and style any one of my comrades got. That's how much style and charisma we got, and the energy we bring to the table.
Yo, before we close out, let the people know where they can find you at.
Yo, you can find me on Instagram as Don Dre the Boss. You can find me on Facebook as Caesar Pulliam, and you can find me in your hood anytime you get ready to come out, because I'm going to control that shit too.
AJ, let the people know where they can find you at.
Yo, you can find me on Instagram, AJ Brewington, AJAYEBREW.
Food truck on the way?
TON.
Catering.
Food truck is coming real
It's
soon.
the model. It's the model.
That's the model.
It's the model.
OG.
Smooth Getaway. 22 at Instagram.
That's a fact.
We already got food trucks and all of that in effect.
Right. Young King just walked in the building.
I don't do Instagram.
Hey, you kept it a buck.
I'm on the low.
Hey, we love you. He in the
I
building.
share my experiences through
Yo, we got
that.
the cameraman in the back. Let them know if they need anything done.
Yo, Shot Boogie HDTV, you heard?
Shout Boogie.
Shot Boogie.
Dedication.
Yo, you know what it is, man. I'm the voice of the culture. I was blessed today, man. I had these OGs around me. A lot of game was given.
Fact.
And we'll be back. I'm going to say this before I leave. They're coming back. We got to do it because it's too much. We didn't even touch on everything. So catch us in 90 days.
Copy that.
The same unit, the same team. I'm putting it out there already. We coming back in March to do a follow-up on this. Because this 2 hours, we need about 4.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't want y'all to feel like I'm cutting the king short because, yo, it's too much. It's jewels, it's games. But you know what it is. This is New Year. Like I said, I'm the voice of the culture. It's the Round Table Podcast. Love is love. Salute. We out here.